Welcome to part two. We're joined by Andy from Aberdeen. Well, he's not from Aberdeen, he's from Perth. But you were from Aberdeen, didn't you, Andy, you freak? Women hate him, men don't want to be him because he's a sweaty sock. Andy, you there, lad? Come on, Andy, only mate I've got. Andy's cabin. He must be pouring a large one, is he?
How you doing there, pal? You been there long?
Hey, do you know what someone said to me earlier? Do you know gin?
Missed.
This is what Kevin says to me, right? He says, do you know that, the drink, gin?
Yeah.
It makes people lose the memory and all that. If they keep drinking it for years and years and years. Is that true?
What's your name again?
My name, fucking Dave
I
Allen,
don't know.
the White Rhino.
I never drink gin. They say it's quite a depressing drink, but
Yeah, that's
I've
depressing. Kevin says, "Oh, it's depressing gin." I goes, "Is
but
it?"
gin's a huge industry, especially in Scotland. Gin industry in Scotland's worth like £3 billion a year. There's gin distilleries all over the place now, and
Is
there's so
that?
many different varieties. Oh, it's big. I'm more a vodka drinker. It's less depressing.
Whiskey's going like that though at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, whiskey's
Whiskey
huge,
and
huge.
gin.
Yeah. I got a nice present from my daughter. Was see that?
Is it?
It's She was at Diddley Squat Farm.
Tractor, mate. To me, it looks like a tractor.
Yeah, it's a mug for a tractor. She was at Jeremy Clarkson's farm and thought she'd get me a,
Where's
I
this
like to.
farm at, like?
It's way down near London. Is it Hereford? I'm not sure. I couldn't
From up
tell you
here.
exactly.
It's from up here.
Diddley's. He's from Doncaster, isn't he?
Berg Wallace.
Bonnie Donny.
His granddad had a doctor's surgery on Sprotbrough Road in Sprotbrough. Did you know that?
Right. I didn't know that. No.
So he's from Money, yeah. But you know his mother, Clarkson's mother. Do you know how they made their family fortune?
Was
She
it Teddy Bears or something?
Paddington Bear, yeah, they were
Right,
responsible for
yeah.
Paddington Bear. I forgot his mum's name, first name.
Yeah.
If you go look at all, you'll see his mum was responsible for Paddington Bear, wasn't she? So he was
Huh?
born into Reddy's, wasn't he, really? But I like him.
Ah,
He's quite an interesting fella, isn't he?
he's a character, isn't he?
Well, he used to
He's
work
a
at
lot of people take him the wrong way. I think a lot of his humour is kind of sort of Monty Python-esque, isn't it? And people take him. It's a bit like Frotch. Yeah, people take him the wrong way. He's all tongue in cheek, and everybody gets wound up. Or what's he said now and that? But he's having a
Well,
laugh,
that's
isn't
funny, if you get to know, he's really
he?
funny.
Yeah,
Honestly, he's really, really funny. Good pool
he's
player,
got.
but he's funny. He is really dry, but you got to know him, haven't you? Some of the things he comes out with, you can be thinking, where's he going with this? But he is funny. But like I said,
Ask him if he's coming back to Knock Hill.
Cobra, are you going back? He watches this. Carl, are you going
Does
back
he?
to
Yeah.
Rocket? I think there's a picture of you and Frotch in here somewhere. Look at it. I think it's in Kevin's office.
No, that one there.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one there. Yeah,
Nice sound. I thought it was sound. It was he had a good crack about him. Good humour about him. So
he's all right, Carl.
uh,
He's funny. His channel's doing good, isn't it?
doing well, isn't it? Isn't it? You
They
see him
don't,
runs and can.
they don't want to take him on, do they? They all want to be his pal now, don't they? I love it. I want to see Eddie Hills on there. Eddie Hill. The 6 and 0 Iceman from Billericay. 4 by way of.
I had a weird dream one night, and Eddie Hills was in it, I says to him, "Do you know who I am?" And he goes, "You're Aberdeen Andy. I know who you are."
But you live in fucking Perth.
And I fucking woke up like, "What the fuck?"
That's like calling me Rampton Russ, isn't it? And I live in Doncaster. Right, let's get back to boxing, and we'll end up chatting a load of pony. I know you'll fight. It's only on 3rd of August. It's
Oh, I like him, man.
two,
3rd of September, is it?
3rd of September.
23rd.
It's fighting that Dennett Doheny, in it, TJ Doheny, so undisputed junior. Is it super bantam or junior feather? I don't see him lasting longer than 6 rounds against him. I just think he's one of them generational fighters, that you see every 25 years. He's that good, isn't he?
He's a pretty complete fighter, isn't he?
I think he's better than Pacquiao. I know people are going to go, oh, Pacquiao, I just fucking said it. I think he's better than Manny Pacquiao. I do. I think Manny Pacquiao at times were a bit erratic.
He didn't really carry his power up the weight either, did he? Though he went quite high for his size, didn't he?
Well,
he
look,
wasn't
if you
really.
look at Manny Pacquiao's record, go look at his record, right? Has he got one stoppage out in his last 22 fights, is it? Or some
Yeah.
lines in it? So where's this Iceman? Because once he started saying to him, listen, we're going to be checking you, doubly checking your blood tests and this and that, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, he weren't putting people on button moon, were he? A bit like
Like,
Crusher Ben.
what's
Remember
your man,
whatever happened to him, Crusher Ben? Remember him?
A distant memory now.
The Crushinator. What happened to him?
Will he ever come back?
Well, they're saying that Eddie don't really get too about him now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
I bet he's
go on.
I bet he's wishing he never stood by him at the time and just told him to go away, get himself sorted out, and come back instead of all that palaver, try to make excuses and whatnot.
Well, this is how I look at it, right? They've upset everybody. They've given us, is it 7 or 8 different explanations that's changed over a 2-year period? So if he was in a court of law and he was charged with, say, an affray or conspiracy to sell cocaine across county lines or something, whatever, if he were charged with anything like that, you put him in front of a jury and he changed his story 8 times. What are jury going to say? Not guilty. They're going to say, send him down, pop, pop,
Take him down.
aren't they? Well, that's what they're going to say, aren't they?
String him up, That's what they do.
They're going to do something, aren't they? But in fact, let me just write this down before I forget. I've got a rate story for tomorrow night. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for this now. Because you know what? I'm past caring now trying to tiptoe around stuff. I am. I've seen that new thing that YouTube are sending us. What you see, a lot of YouTubers don't really go into it, and this is why they lose their lives. You get free lives. When they send you something, you should always read it. And the stuff now that they're sending, it's that bad. It's very hard to describe somebody without insulting them. You've got to be very careful. You say, obviously, I'm a bit close to the knuckle on it at times on here. But I think I know how this system works on here now, what you can and can't say, because I look at it. But it's very easy to be called racist on here. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Or anything. I don't know. We're at a stage now where we can't have that little bit of banter, can we? Can't.
There's certain words must trigger things. I watched George Galloway now and again, and I can't remember what it was. He was pronouncing
Black.
something.
The word black.
Different.
The word black is one. And
Yeah.
people, fucking be racist to saying the word black. What? Black phone. Black pool ball over there. Black felt pen there, Sharpie. What? We can't say the word black. Well, that word black, you've got to be very careful how you use that word. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Very careful. Because it's easy to offend people, isn't it? Did I tell you the story on a train and I had my foot up on a train? The woman says, can you take your foot down? I feel offended. So I put other one up, because I'm an idiot, aren't I, at time, best of time. Like I tried that on that plane, didn't I? And obviously got arrested, didn't I, when I went to Turkey. But so I put other one up, and she got off the train and told the transport police, who then proceeded to come to me and my mate and say, look, in future, lads, can you take your feet down? What we're doing with this woke shite. And that's what it is, isn't it?
The sad thing is,
I'm offended.
the sad thing is,
okay, you've got Nike trainers on, a Nike trackie, and a pair of fucking Puma socks. Look at that. Look at that. Puma.
the sad thing is, you've got people going about looking to be offended now. That's what it's come to.
Yeah.
So everybody's constantly up against it. It's just.
I would offended paying 150 quid for a floor seat for Eddie Hill's show back in the day. I would have offended, but when I told Eddie, he went, yeah, back off, I've got a good bargain. Get a bit more bang for your back with yours, poking ass. Where are coming from? So it's easy to get offended, but sometimes you just got to turn around and go, and so what? You offended, you prick. Right. So we spoke about I know you, don't we? What do you think to Dubois, Joshua? 21st of December, 21st September. What do you think to that, Andy?
And I'm looking forward to that. It could be a who lands first, but I'm picking Dubois. I've
I've got
picked him
Dubois
from the
in that one.
start. Yeah. Inside probably around about 6 rounds, maybe. It could be middle to late rounds, I would say.
Anthony Joshua showed me shite to suggest that he's in the last 3 years since Usyk did him the first time. He's not shown me nothing in them 5 fights since then, one with Usyk and then the 4 wins he's had. He hasn't shown me jack to suggest that he can deal with Dubois. He hasn't shown me that. He hasn't shown me that since he fought Vladimir in 2017. That's 7.5 years ago, mate. 7 year, 4 months. He hasn't shown me zilch in that. And when he fights next month, it will be nearly 7.5 years since Vladimir. What has he shown us since then? Your Povetkins, your Puleks, Ruizes,
Guys, it's over the hill, eh?
and these 4 he's just beat. He and our 2 sparring partners, one in his second fight on Garno. And that Franklin, who basically is not even, he's not, you say Franklin's, Johnny Fisher beats Franklin.
Yeah.
Johnny Fisher's not British level, is he?
And Franklin beat Dillian White, didn't he? Didn't he get the?
I thought he beat Dylan White. He gave me that. Dylan White looked an old man in that fight. That's when I looked at Dylan White and thought, you spent. And I think Eddie looked at him that night and thought, you know what, Dylan, you don't slide.
Yeah. And I think Dubois is fearless. I think he's going to go into this fight fearless. He's as long as he doesn't go in reckless. But I don't think he's going to give Joshua the respect that Joshua expects to get, And that's going to, I think it's going to, I can see in the weeks leading up to it, Joshua's nose is going to be out of joint just with Dubois' confidence. I think that, I think he's got his best chance to do well, Joshua, because he seems to have gelled well with Ben Davison, but I just don't see him beating Dubois. A lot of people are picking Joshua as a favourite, but I just...
A lot of people are picking Joshua as what? Favourite?
Favourite, anybody here on YouTube, man, he's got a lot of cheerleaders on the YouTube, like Talk Sport and all them. And another thing I keep hearing mooted about is this. Oh, the third fight, he's going to have a third fight with Usyk. And I'm like, I don't want to see that. He's already been beaten twice by Usyk. Usyk should be fighting other people. And I don't think Usyk's getting the respect he deserves for the work he's done in his last half a dozen fights. They're always talking about, oh, but Joshua could be. They're not saying, there's nobody saying in these, like the mainstream boxing media or whatever, they're not saying.
He's what?
They're not saying Usyk's unbeatable. They keep saying, oh, Usyk could beat him or Fury could beat him. I don't think so, I just don't see it. I mean, I don't know why Usyk's not getting the respect I think he deserves. Anyway.
Do you think Usyk's pound for pound, Andy, number 1, yes or no?
I would say, yeah.
Just over Crawford, just
over Crawford. Crawford had a tough fight there, didn't he? That last fight. But I thought he still edged it. I thought he still won the fight. But it was a tough.
41-0 in Crawford now, 41-0.
Yeah, he could be going after Mayweather's record.
Yeah, when I look at Usyk's record, he's only 22-0, but I see him all on road, and I see him wiping up in 2 divisions, high-end divisions, cruiser and heavyweight. They're your big boy leagues, aren't they? He's cleaned up in them 2 divisions. He's cleaned up European World Olympics in amateurs. 15 losses on it out 350 fights, rematched 11. What more can this man do? Done it on road as well. And he's done it by not being a prick.
Yeah.
He's not failed the dope test. He doesn't drink or smoke or get pissed up or get party popping, does he, like the rest of us? Do you know what I mean? I think if my daughter fetched something like him home, in about 10 years when she's 21, 22-year-old, I'd be like, yeah, he's all right. You know, a straight bloke like that. I'd be happy.
And for me, he's an all-time. I think he'll be an all-time great. And I saw somebody asking
Andy, he can fight in any era, that man. He can fight in any. We saw. Look, when you look at his CV, right, he's already done Joyce, hasn't he? Right.
Yeah.
Who else has he done? Chisora, Bellew, Joshua twice, Fury, Dubois. And he'd done Vladimir in sparring, didn't he, back in the day in Alps? Smashed up. Did Vladimir in, mate? Did him in? That's Johnny.
Something that annoyed me was Jeff Powell and Colin Hart. Now I quite like Jeff Powell. I thought he's quite a straight talker, but him and Colin Hart, somebody asked them, "Do you think Usyk will be an all-time great?" And they both said, "No way." And I thought,
Why would Jeff Powell? Jeff Powell. I like Jeff. I like Jeff. But why would he say that? He's off his rocker.
I don't get it. I don't get it. What are they not watching properly? You know.
Well, is Fury going to be an all-time great then? Is Josh going to be an all-time great if he beats Dubois? That's the three-time world champion. You know, if he gets to three-time world champion status, he's been gift wrapped and wrapped up to get that 3 times. Do you see where I'm coming from? If you look at Carl Froch's career, 4-time world champion. Look at the guys he fought back to back. Joshua has been wrapped in cotton wool since he lost his belts to Usyk 3 years ago. Am I right?
Yeah.
Wrapped in cotton wool. But yet he's in a position now where he's fighting a former sparring partner to get a piece of the greatest title in the whole world, babe.
Yeah.
What up is that? Hey, well, the guy's scared of his own shadow. Isn't he? Come on. Are you telling me he's not scared of his own shadow here? Big shivering that he is. Big bullet. Big stiff. Knocking bagheads about in Watford on that Meriden estate. You big stiff. Hey? Come down here and start knocking people about around here. See what happens. You big stiff. Hey? Running around with your 10 bags of weed. Big time. Hey? Unbelievable, man. At least be a key, man. At least get a full brick, mate, not a fucking 9 bar. Do a job properly. You know what I mean? Well, it's right, isn't it? What about Castrol against Prograis on October 26th, Andy? Does that float your boat?
Nah, Carroll's, for me, he's a negative fighter. He's not very exciting, is he?
He's no what?
Not very exciting, is he?
Castrol doesn't do it for me. He got shafted against Taylor.
He did.
We all agree with that. He should have been undisputed, and now he should have been a multi-sulfur swimming in Chocha, should a multi-millionaire. It hasn't happened for him, has it? But he ain't paying my bills, so why should I care about him?
I thought he won the first Taylor fight, and then I thought he lost the second one. I think the results were the wrong way around there.
Yeah, and, so they had to do that, though. That's boxing for you, and that's how they even the score. I mean, we know how these judges even scores, don't we? Mm-hmm. And the fight, they always throw loads of points onto the wrong guy, don't they? And he never quite does it. Do you know what I mean? It's a giving decision in the first 7 rounds, because once the most important rounds, if you're a bench judge, are the first 7. Because after that, it's never usually a knockout, is there? There's only a knockout can alter decision, isn't there? So they get the first 7 in the bag. Everybody, when you look at a judge's scorecards afterwards, they all show them, don't they? Oh, these are cards, free scorecard. Only go on the first 7. And then look at the last 5 rounds with a heavy heart, thinking, because half the time they're trying to correct things, aren't they? Put things right. We know that, don't we? I know it because I've seen it close up. Let me tell you. So I only really look at the first 7 to see if there's any corruption. After that, they're usually wiping their asses, aren't they? Or they're praying for a knockout. But I'm looking at some of these judges. You know, some of them, the 4,000 and 5,000 events. They've been there for 20, 25 years, haven't they? Do you know the guy who was the referee in Frot's Booty, the black guy? He's married to that, I forgot her name, but she's one as well, you know, a judge. She's like a...
Adelaide Bird, is it?
Adelaide Bird, yeah, what's his name? Robert Bird.
Robert Bird.
Robert Bird. Robert Bird and Adelaide Bird, well, they're a bit of a power couple in Nevada. Them, you know, live in one of the biggest houses in gated community. Both got good jobs. But they also get thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds on a weekend, don't they, on a Friday and a Saturday from Vegas, from shows. They could be taking anything from 7,000-8,000 each event, him and his missus, right? If they work Saturday as well, they'd be taking, I don't know, 30-odd grand for the weekend, plus the jobs. And I'm not saying that they're taking backhanders and all that off promoters, because I haven't got any proof about that. But I do know this, if you're a judge and a referee, in them Vegas shows, because I've heard back of people who've been involved with stuff like that, you get looked after. You want to take dressing rooms home and order room service? Crack on. You want a limo driver for the weekend? Not a problem. It's free gratis. And you know what, Andy? fucking going on too long now, isn't it? In
Yeah.
Vegas. But
Yeah.
it's not England, is it? That's Vegas. In England, it doesn't happen like it does out there, but it goes on.
Goes
People
on.
get looked after. They get looked after, mate. If
Who's been your
if somebody's putting you in a nice hotel room, Andy, and you've got meals on wheels, drinking, eat what you want, ring your missus, take a dressing room home, a dressing gown home, please, or whatever you want to take. If you're getting that up a promoter, you're gonna think, well, I'm gonna keep this guy happy because I want to come back here, don't I?
That's it.
Could you
Getting buttered up.
could you imagine if Man United were putting up the referee and the linesman in an hotel at Old Trafford? They'd be fucking hell on, wouldn't they? Hey? Well, they would be, wouldn't they? So why do we put up with it in the sport of boxing? Because it's a corrupt
Corruption, eh?
sport. It's because it's a corrupt sport. But nobody wants to talk about it, isn't that right?
Who's been your favourite ref over the years?
Favourite referee in boxing? In boxing, I'm not going to say Howard Foster because he only lives over here, but I think he's all right. Howard, he's a decent fella. I don't know.
Oh, wait, Mills.
You know all these
Mills.
A-star referees. You know about these A-stars. Well, Jeff Hines didn't get his A-star, didn't he? He was hovering around 30 a year. He ended up suing him, didn't he? Why did Jeff Hines get his A-star? Why? I don't know. You've got to be in a little clique with them, and I think it's become too cliquey. I remember seeing them all at one of Dennis's shows, Terry O'Connor, and all the rest of them, all in the Dicky Bells, all waiting like doormen to get paid on a night, you know, outside nightclub, and everybody's got on, all sat about waiting for the money. I remember sitting and watching them all one day, and looking at it, and I thought, why? Why do they sit around at the end at shows? You know, I'm trying to figure it out. You know, when I first started with Big Run, and I thought, oh, they must be hanging out for the dough. Because I didn't have a clue who paid anybody when I first started. I was looking, I thought, well, they're all hanging around to get paid, aren't they? Just like everybody else. They don't want to go to the after parties and shove any of that up their nose, do they? And get they just want to get their free gratis and go, don't they? And go back to their normal lives and the jobs next day and all that, don't they? I look at that lot, them A-stars, and I think they all want kicking out. And we need fresh meeting because some of them have been there far too long now and then they're becoming too familiar. They are.
Too comfortable, eh?
Too comfortable. Ian John Lewis, he was scapegoat, wasn't he? But why did Michael Alexander get booked? Because he was only 1 point off Ian John Lewis's score, wasn't he? So does that mean if Ian John Lewis loses his job, well, Michael Alexander must be on verge of losing his then.
On a final warning, eh?
Don't worry, because Ian John Lewis had been making mistakes for years, and he's the only man I know that can stop an intercity train at 125 miles.
Remember him? Was it Jeff McCreesh and O.J. Abrahams? Oh,
what about Enzo Macquinelli and Shane? Who is it from Nottingham? Remember that one?
I don't know if I've seen that one now.
Enzo Macquinelli against that Nottingham kid. Shane Philbin, was it? Shane McPhilbin, was it?
Oh, I remember that name right off that.
We stopped that, didn't he? Then apologised. Well, too late there. Big Enzo. He just shafted Big Enzo. He's just covering up on ropes. Next, even guy who were fighting didn't even know what's going on. Why couldn't you unstop it?
Mentally.
Lewis, why couldn't you just unstop it and carry it on? And
they should be able to do that.
Be a trailblazer.
They should be able to do that if they made a mistake. If they realise they've made a mistake instantly, just carry on, eh?
You know what I mean? Pop back.
I used to like Mills. I used to like Mills Lane back in the day. He took no shit, did he? He was,
you know why?
Kind of no nonsense.
You know why he took no shit him? Because he was a shit house. You know why? He was a judge, wasn't he?
He's a judge, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He were handing 400 year out for Grand Theft Auto. One of the guys got 400 and odd year. Go Google it. He handed it 6 of them. He gave them all about 400 years. He got consec. They were all in dock like that, weren't they? Going, well, when do I get parole? It's when you're about 300, mate. Because they don't give you life in America for some offences.
No.
They just give you bird, don't they?
Mental, eh?
Hey, yeah, you got 419 years for ringing a few Cadillacs. What's all that about? I looked at him and I thought, you know what? He thinks he's smugging being a judge, him. Well, that's Steve Smoger. You know him who were
Oh,
referee
yeah.
Ward versus Froch? Steve flag bearing waiver Smoger. You know, he would have
Him with
judged.
the mullet, eh? They have a mullet hairstyle, don't they?
He would have judged as well. Him, Steve Smoger as well.
Ah, right.
He would have judged as well. These American. So they're boxing fraternities over there. They think, do you know what? Let's get judges involved or ex-police and that because they're so honest. But what about this up here they've got here? It will stop me having my license. Isn't that right, Les Potts? Eh? Had me go way out to Bradford to an hotel on a Sunday morning. The suit, tie on and all that. You know, I've got this sort. I don't you worry about that. Oh yeah, have you been in trouble, Russell? Not for not worth bragging about. Oh well, what's this here? Oh, you know what I mean, kind of thing. They let all me file there, man.
Like a setup.
They give Richard Towers his license though, didn't he? And he chopped loads of people up with that sword, didn't he? And that block of flat.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give him a license, but not Porky Ross. What's all that about? They didn't give Peter his one, Peter Fury, straight off. He had to go for an Irish one, didn't he? Peter on his interview, they said, Peter, have you got a well, that sat him down. So Peter, this is Smith, this Robert Smith. Peter, have you do you still knock around with people from your old neighbourhood? That's what they said to Peter. Peter,
Aye.
what? What's that got to do with boxing? We know what Peter's like. He's straight. What
Straight
the?
talker.
Well, where he slipped up is he called him a blowjob, didn't he, Smith? So what's that got to do with boxing?
Oh.
Your blowjob. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. That was years ago. That when he first applied, wasn't it? He wouldn't do that now. He's got one now, hasn't he? I think he's done course and all that. Like, but
Aye.
you know, listen, mate. You know them people there. They've been there that long now. They're like part of fixtures and fittings, aren't they?
Institutionalized, eh?
Isn't that right, Roberto Smith? 17 years at the helm. What mark would you give yourself out of 10, Rob? Come on, Rob. What mark would you give an out of 10? I'd give you a 0, mate. In 0. Eh? Charlie Giles, what about you? What mark would you give an out of 10? You thought you were clever, didn't you? Because you knew decision before Froch on Kessler one in Denmark, eh? You knew, didn't you, Charlie? You knew. And people were asking, you were going, I don't know, I don't know. You did. You stood behind him with belt, you two-faced. You're in front of me. You're wrong. And I ain't got time for any of them, mate. I've got no. Look what they did to Gary Sykes. Where's Gary Sykes' British title? Because Carl Johansson were a mandatory. You telling me Johansson wasn't a mandatory? Carl Johansson? Come on.
Just wrong, isn't it?
Why don't they give Gary Sykes his Landale belt? Because it's gone and slipped under the radar, that. I stuck a billboard up and I ought to stick another one up, didn't I? Right under Smith's snout. In Cardiff, near that house. I had to proper flush him out, didn't I? Because that kid's still not got his belt, you know.
Yeah. It's shocking, eh?
I tell you what,
It's like
they won't even have to give him belt, Andy. If they just said we're going to acknowledge it, but we're not paying for the belt, hey, that'd be good enough for me. That'd be good. It's how I work some out with Julian and Kevin in. We'll go get him his belt. You know, but they're not. They can't do it. Can you? You know why? Because they can't bring themselves to go. Do you know what? We got this wrong. If what happens to Gary, there'll be problems then. And that's when they'll have to deal. But they don't care. These people. You don't care. If you care for yourself, you don't care. So many people, in my opinion, are arse licking them at board. Too many arse lickers are out board. License holders as well, kissing their arses. Why kiss their arses? Just pay your fee. You don't have to kiss their arseholes.
No.
Everybody's a kiss arse around them, aren't they? I'm looking on their website over there. A lot of people kissing their arses. That board. They kiss arses. Unbelievable. I ain't got no time.
It's taking all these bad decisions. It's taking money out of boxer's pocket, eh? If you fight for a world title and you win the title but don't get a decision, your next fight's not going to be anything like what it would be if you'd got the right decision. So they're robbing boxers, basically. Yeah.
Jack Catterall should have been undisputed, like champion of the world. What, 3 years ago now? 3 years ago? He obviously didn't get the decision, did he? Right? So, because he didn't get the decision, where did he go? His career? He ended up going back being a labourer, didn't he? So 1 minute you're going to be undisputed champ of the world and be commanding 2-3 million a fight. But a week later, oh, you got to go labouring, kid, because they got decision wrong. Ian John Lewis and all the rest of them.
Shocking, eh?
Shocking, mate.
Shocking, eh?
It should have been referred over to a panel of 5 people to go through the fight and make a decision that were backed by proof. They couldn't do that, could they? Because they all want to sweep it away. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
And on the record books, if you look back at the record books, people's memories fade. And it doesn't say the wrong man got a decision on the record books, does it? That's it. Can't change it then.
Okay, we'll finish off on this then. October the 12th, Better Beaver against Bibble. They're both fighting for a pound for pound slot. They're both undefeated. Who you got, Andy?
Better Beef.
I've got Better Beef just to run him over.
Yeah. I don't see anybody touching him at the moment still. Even though he must be close to 40, is he? 39 or?
Yeah, he might go on too long him, but if Bibble does him, right, he's the man at light heavy, and he's £5 per pound. If Bibble does him, because he's already done Canelo. If Bibble does Better Be, he could easily be top 4. I don't think anybody's going to break that in No You, Crawford, Usyk, top 3.
No.
Or could be in any order. Could be.
Yeah.
I know you at the top, Crawford in middle, then Usyk, or vice versa. Any of them 3, they're way out ahead. But the chasing pack, Better Be, Bibble, and Tank Davis. That's the chasing.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would say so.
Bam Rodriguez, is it? Bam Rodriguez, he's in.
But Better Be if he's a machine, isn't he?
Every single person out is for every single person. He fought Usyk twice in amateurs, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he's just relentless, isn't he?
Usyk beat him comfortably, though, didn't he? Usyk beat him comfortably.
But, yeah, he's something special, Usyk, isn't he?
Boy, he's absolutely special. Absolutely special. Very special.
I mean, when I watch a fight, I don't generally mind who wins. I'm not a fanboy anyway, but you've got to admire greatness when you see it. You've got to enjoy it while it's there, because it'll not be there forever.
Who Usyk or Better Beef?
Both of them,
When they're gone, there's a big void from Eastern European countries, isn't there? When Usyk's gone and Lomachenko and Better Beef and Bibble, and Golovkin's already gone now, hasn't he?
Yeah. There's word of him fighting Crawford, wasn't there? I seen that somewhere written.
I don't see that. Yeah,
unless Turkey Al Sheikh's demanding it, maybe he gets to.
Turkey having a go at Canelo. Why is he having a go at Canelo when he needs to put his energies into some of the other fighters that are not fighting people they should be fighting? Like Anthony Joshua. Why hasn't Anthony Joshua fought somebody with a heartbeat in the last 3 years? Who has he fought in 3 years? Usyk, Franklin, Elenius, Wallin, and Garno.
And Helenius was doing all right against him until he got tired, eh?
Yeah, but sparring partners, weren't they? But who's he fought that's any good? I don't see anybody there. Josh
Dubois got better opposition he's fought lately, last 3 fights. I know he got beat against Usyk, but he did well against Miller and took his O, didn't he? And took his O and he took Hrgovic's O, didn't he?
You see, Turkey, right? He's got to understand this. Not everybody's going to click the fingers to him. Canelo, he's his own man. Canelo ain't going to be one who are working for somebody. He's used to employing somebody. He's not used to somebody going, yeah, you're fighting for him for that money. Canelo's like, oh, I'm not doing that, mate. So if he wants Canelo on board, he's going to have to pay, or he's going to have to change his attitude. But I think it would be good of him to come out and say Canelo's a coward, because let's have it right. He's been poo-poo in his pants fighting David Benavidez, hasn't he? Let's have it right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's all right having a keep busy fight now and again, but Turkey Al Sheikh's, he's wanting all the big fights, isn't it? He's wanting the best to fight the best, which is good, because that's not happened for years, has it? There's so many have been fight avoidances, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, that's it for today, kids. I just want to give a big shout out to Gary from Welcome Estates. We're boxers in the project from thousands of it. Well done, Gary. Anybody needs to know more about that, go on Welcome Estates website or go on to Boxing Now YouTube. They've got a link pinned up. I don't know how to do any of that nonsense, so I just spread the gospel. And of course, there's Porky's International, our sister channel. Feel free to go over there and knock one out of what I talk about in other sports. Andy, you've got your YouTube channel. What's it called?
Tune in to Andy's Cavern Boxing.
Andy's
Don't forget.
Boxing. It's like that program in it with brush strokes with Jacko in it. You remember him when he cut Elmo put in his wine bar. There ain't name.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Andy, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Good man, Russ.
Got Stephen Williams on in the morning at 11:30 on a Saturday. His debut from Derby, I think he's about 65. So go easy on the comment section. There's good media guys are hard to find, especially boxing hardcore fans. Isn't that right, kiddo?
That's it. Good luck, Stephen, when he comes on.
Oh, well, good luck, Stephen. Yeah, I want to roast him if he starts, though.
How's Kent? How's he doing?
How's Kent? Kent hasn't been on this week. Kent, come see me. Kent will be back. He works a lot, doesn't he? Kent, you're welcome on here anytime. I love you. Stop knocking one out of a box wreck, though.
What about Big Richard?
Big Richard's abroad. I think he's back this week. He's coming to see me. I've got some graft on with Richard. He's got me a little number, a little cushy one. So I'm going to see Richard, and he comes back, and that's it. Melado's horse won, didn't it, other day? Burdett at ADOC.
Did it? Oh.
Won, yeah, Kevin's had 13 bags.
Good stuff.
Huh?
That's good. Eh?
Yeah, he was jumping for joy, I heard. I want him back here. All them I'm back, they've lost. Every time he has a winner, I don't back him. So, yeah, I've given up with horses. I've given up with him. Sorry. All right, then. Listen, you take care, Andy. Thank you very much.
Good man. All the best.
Good evening. Cheers, pal. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. All the best.